The difference between the leopard and cheetah print. It is easy to tell the difference between the leopard and the cheetah when you look at each animal, but would you know how to tell the difference in leopard and cheetah print if you didn't see their faces? As two of Africa's most captivating cats, the cheetah and leopard are so often mistaken for one another that many travelers on their first safari really struggle to tell them apart. Sighted at a respectful distance through binoculars or from the comfort of a luxury vehicle, their coats become the most reliable storytellers. Where the cheetah's coat is covered with hundreds of small, solid black spots scattered like confetti across its warm, golden tan fur, the leopard's pattern is a lot more intricate, made up of clusters of rosettes shaped like soft, broken roses, each one outlined in deepest black with a lighter tawny heart glowing at its center. The cheetah and leopard prints are not just a fascination for those on safari, but for decades they've also intrigued the fashion world. Over the years, these two patterns swing in and out of design trends, although for some people the prints are enduring and will always be a wardrobe staple. Yet it is here, in the wild while out on safari, where knowing the difference between the prints is the difference between being the boffin of the game drive and perhaps missing out on an exciting sighting. Are the leopard and cheetah print the same? The difference in leopard and cheetah print is worlds apart, but you'll only notice the difference once the eye learns what it should be looking for. Cheetah print is an array of small, solid black spots scattered like delicate punctuation marks across the animal's warm and golden tan coat. Leopard print, on the other hand, is a series of irregular clusters shaped like broken circles or open roses, each with a darker outline and a lighter tawny center. The difference in leopard and cheetah print is actually unmistakable when you recognize the dissimilarity, and it will become quite obvious when you watch the animals moving. The one pattern, that of the cheetah, is minimalist and has a certain swiftness about it that complements the speed for which the animal is so well known, and the leopard's pattern is layered and mysterious, just like it is. In the fashion world, the two patterns will almost always be used interchangeably, but out in the wild, each is quite distinguishable. How to tell the difference between the cheetah and the leopard? You might think that the simplest way to tell the difference in the cheetah and the leopard is to look at the print, but you'd be mistaken. The easiest way is to look for certain distinguishing characteristics that each of the animals has. Cheetahs are a lot slimmer than leopards. Because of the incredible speeds they can reach when out on the plains hunting, their bodies are svelte enough to allow them to make those awe-inspiring twists and turns that they need to make while out on the chase. Aside from their shape, cheetahs also have two very distinctive black tear marks running from the inner corners of their eyes down toward the mouth, which act as a sort of sun shield that comes in useful for their high-speed pursuits. And they even sound different too. Leopards can growl when communicating, while cheetahs tend to meow like a cat. As for their spots, they are simple, round, and evenly spaced. Leopards have a completely different body shape. Their bodies are stocky and muscular and built for climbing. Their faces are wider, and they don't have the black tear lines that the cheetah has. As for their print, the leopard has medallion-shaped spots of varying size and shape, and these spots are often densely placed together and a lot more complex. The difference in leopard and cheetah print, in a way, mirrors each cat's personalities, with one evoking speed and grace, the other showing strength and the depths of their shy nature. And knowing this difference in leopard and cheetah print and personality will give you even more respect when watching them in the wild. Are there cheetahs in South Africa? Cheetah can be seen in conservations all throughout South Africa, and their numbers are steadily growing year on year thanks to dedicated conservation efforts across private reserves and managed metapopulations, which is the reintroduction of cheetah from areas where they are abundant to reserves where their population numbers have dropped. At the moment, South Africa's wild and free cheetah population stands at between 300 and 450 animals, but overall, there are some 1,500 cheetahs across the country, living in various habitats, including private farms. Although free-roaming populations exist outside of official conservation areas, most reliable sightings happen in protected areas where monitoring and habitat work support breeding success. These stunning cats can also be seen in South Africa's neighboring countries, such as Namibia. Given South Africa's close proximity to Namibia, many travelers, especially those on a luxury trip, will include a stop in this desert nation where they can see cheetah in a whole different habitat. Are there leopards in South Africa? Leopards, much like cheetahs, can be seen all throughout South Africa, from the rugged Cape Mountains to the bushveld of the Kruger National Park, though they stay famously elusive, which is why it is difficult to write down a specific population number, as many leopards are living outside of reserves. Leopards have an estimated population size of as many as 11,000, making them one of the most prolific big cats in South Africa. But because their habitats are constantly under attack, these numbers are starting to dwindle. A genetically distinct and smaller population inhabits the Cape Floristic region, and they have adapted beautifully to the fynbosland and rocky terrain. These cats thrive in any suitable habitat so long as they have access to adequate prey. Their ability to move without being seen makes spotting one the absolute highlight of any safari. Your best time to spot one is during the very early morning, just as the sun begins to brighten the horizon. Which is more aggressive, a cheetah or a leopard? It can be difficult to tell because a lot of situations where either of these cats will become aggressive is down to the circumstances that they will find themselves in. That said, leopards have a far stronger reputation for being the more aggressive of the two. Built for power rather than pure speed, leopards are known to defend their territory, and they will kill with a fierce determination, both when hungry and on the hunt, and sometimes they will even challenge larger predators when necessary. Their immensely powerful bites can make them quite scary when you watch them in action. Cheetahs, by nature, are far more retiring and peaceful, and they tend to prefer to stay away from confrontation. They even have a habit of surrendering prey rather than risk being injured during the hunt, and they rely on their legendary acceleration to escape trouble. Neither the cheetah nor the leopard will look specifically to harm humans, yet the leopard's muscular confidence and solitary stealth make it the more formidable presence in close encounters. What is another name for a leopard print? Not in nature circles, but in the fashion industry, the world of patterns and textiles, leopard print is sometimes simply called animal print. Fashion houses and designers may also refer to it as ocelot or rosette to point to the distinctive clustered markings, though the classic term remains leopard print or leopard skin print. The name is fairly classic in that it has dressed runways and living spaces for decades, and no matter the era, it always creates a sort of elegance that is always in fashion. When traveling through Africa, on the safari of a lifetime, the difference in leopard and cheetah print doesn't matter as much as having the absolute best holiday. And to ensure that you have such a trip, you need to travel with the best. African Travel Concept has been guiding international guests through Africa's best safari destinations for more than 20 years, and our guests are treated to the most luxurious accommodation and some of the most incredible sights. If you have always wanted to see a leopard, a cheetah, or both, book a tour with us.